What's up, guys? This is Severin Stillsmith back again for another video. Anyway, this portion of this video is all about redundancy, aka backups. Having a backup for the most important parts of your guitar rig. Probably the most obvious choice is having a backup guitar. Now I'm going to take it a step further. Well, at least in my band, I like to play one guitar all night. I don't like to switch guitars. I don't need to switch guitars. We use one tuning, and I just prefer not to have to deal with more than one guitar and all that kind of stuff. I've taken this to the point where I have two pretty much identical, well, not really identical, but two very similar guitars. They're technically the same model. My main guitar is on the left. It's an ESP Viper. On the right, I have an Edwards, which is made by ESP in Japan. It's a Japan-only thing, but this is an Edwards Viper. Now, there's some slight differences, but the majority of the components on the guitar are the same. I have the same pickups in them, same bridge style, same tone volume control, same three-way switch, same pick guard. And I even have it set up the same. This way, when you're switching guitars, if you break a string on one, you're not going to have a big change in how you feel, because when you're playing live, you want to just be able to play and enjoy it and be confident. Okay, so we all know that you want to have an extra guitar. Now, I'm taking this to the worst case scenario your amp might mess up. So what I have here is underneath my main amp, my Agnaider Mod 50, I have a Line 6 tube tone, flex tone. I forgot what this is called, to be honest with you. It's probably right there on the front, but I forgot. Anyway, this is a solid state modeling amp, which some people hate. You may hate it. I think it sounds pretty good for what it is. But the most important thing is it does a good job of having less of a chance probably of breaking down than the Agnaider, just due to the fact that there are no tubes in the amp. So we live in a time where we can have great sounding solid state amps, and to be honest, most people out there aren't going to tell the difference, and if they do, then they're probably kidding themselves. So all my gigs I bring this Line 6 head. I don't usually sit it underneath the Agnaider because I think it looks gaudy, but I keep it behind the amp somewhere with me, and it's set up so it has similar control or similar kind of channel setup as the Agnaider. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm gonna grab this foot switch right here. All right, pardon the camera work and the messy floor, but let me show you. All right, so the Agnaider foot switch has 4 channels. We have a clean channel, dirty, sort of a Marshall-y low gain, and then my main lead channel, which I use for most everything. And on Line 6, I have something very similar. I have clean, dirty, I have my lead channel, then I have a solo channel. So the solo has a volume boost and more delay, but anyway, that's just how I have it set up. So if I did have a catastrophic amp failure, I could just plug my pedal board right here, the same way I have it plugged in to my main amp with the same cables and everything, so there'd be no change with that, the effects loop and everything. And then I got my foot switch. I'll just plug that foot switch in, and then instead of clicking on those foot switches, I just click on these. So it's pretty darn close. Once again, you want to be comfortable with your backup, but it's good to have something that you're not super worried about. Like, I'm not really worried about this Line 6 amp getting beat up. It's already beat up, actually. So it's something good to have. Just throw in the back of the truck, and actually I can use it, or my other guitarists can use it. So second amp is a great idea. Okay, so last but not least, it's always good to have some spare cables around. Okay, so up in the back I have just an extra. This is really just an extension cord, but I recommend you also have just a typical three-prong cable to use with an amp or a pedal board, whatever. Spare one of those, because you never know, you might lose one, you might have one just flake out, that kind of thing. You always want to bring an extra main sort of cable. This is I think about as long as my the cable I'm using with my rig. So just an extra cable to plug into the pedal board or into the amp, depending on how you use it. Just your main guitar to amp or pedal board cable. It's very important. And also, it can't hurt. You can't hurt to have a couple extra patch cables. I just have some spare ones. I just grabbed some out of my big pile of cables. A longer one would be good. Alright guys, so thanks for watching. I hope this helps. A lot of this stuff is kind of obvious, but have my own kind of spin on it. Hope it helps you guys stay prepared for your gig.